Part of other changes to public safety announced today. Evan Papalis joins us live in Lancaster with all this. Evan.
Alicia, Lancaster did announce those major changes to public safety this morning, and no one lost their job or is going to lose their job here, but the city says it's got to try and get ahead of this steep hill that it's about to climb.
We're facing a $6 million deficit beginning in 2025 when the ARPA funds go away.
Those ARPA funds meant to help communities recover from the pandemic in the short term. They were never meant to address long-term issues, and Lancaster knows that. So it's trying to stay ahead of the game as best it can.
Effective January 2024, the City of Lancaster will close Fire Station 6 and discontinue the Police Bureau's mounted unit.
Fire Station 6 was built in 1957 and now has a dozen firefighters working there. They'll now be split up and work out of the two stations on East and West King Streets.
The Fire Bureau has made tremendous strides in recent years. We've made historic investments of $13.6 million in two new facilities on King Street and $3.2 million in new apparatus.
The mounted unit is newer to Lancaster, but a lot more visible. The horses and their officers have been mainstays at parades and city events since 1979 and have been called on to help with crowd control when needed. But the city says right now, it needs the officers out of the saddle.
The reality is that Lancaster City's Police Bureau, along with many others, is struggling to fill open positions.
Police Chief Richard Mendez says he should have around 145 officers. He actually has 115 and expects several to retire within the next year.
The Bureau receives on average 40,000 to 50,000 calls a year for service,
leading to more pressure on officers already working in high-stress situations.
These decisions were not made lightly.
Public safety represents 60% of the city's budget, and the city says these changes will benefit taxpayers in more ways than one.
And alleviate some financial burden on taxpayers who cover the cost of necessary overtime pay, estimated to be $900,000 in 2023 alone.
And Mayor Sirachi hinted at more possible changes that could come down the line if that projected $6 million deficit comes to pass in 2025. In Lancaster, Evan Papalis, ABC 27 News.
All right, Evan, thank you.